Hi guys. So as normal, I'm running on very little sleep, but my belting has arrived for my skate leashes. I ordered these lovely hooks, and I'm going to put them on my wall to hang up my power slide pop-out skates, my gold impalas and my floral impalas, and I'm going to hang them on skate leashes on these really cute hooks. So that's something that Jared's gonna have to do. I ordered 4 meters of belting, and this is the little bit that had on the end, so I turned it into a tiny little skate leash just to have a little practice run. So this one, you can see that there's some fraying on the edges. I'm going to show you how to deal with that as well. And there will be sewing involved in this, but whenever I see videos on YouTube for sewing tutorials, they're always using a machine, and my mum tried to teach me to use a machine, and I can use a machine. Problem with me is I can't set a machine up. I always forget, and I just don't know what I'm doing. So I can use a machine if someone sets it up for me, but because of that, I don't have a machine myself, and I do everything by hand. So my stitches look messier, but you know, it's got that extra touch of I guess uniqueness because it's made by hand. Everything is made by hand, and when I make something, I make it literally by hand. Like, people say, oh, it's made by hand, but it's actually made with a sewing machine, and I don't slate that or anything, but when I mean made by hand, I mean made by my hand. So here is my actual skate leash that I have completed. I want to make sure I had one ready. So let me take it off so I can show you. Don't know, pretty tight. I want to see how tight I can get it. Okay, so there's my messy stitches. There's the back of it. So if you don't mind it looking like this tutorial will be fine for you. To avoid the fraying that happened on the one that I used as a practice, you need to use a lighter. So if you're not of age, although my videos aren't made for people who are younger, if you are watching this and you want to do this and you're not old enough, you need to speak to an adult to help you with this bit. So first off, I'm gonna cut off the excess fray, because that's just gonna set a light, and that's gonna be a really bad situation, because likely this will set on fire for a hot second, but it's fine. If it actually does catch on fire, it doesn't hurt it at all. You can actually fix it quite easily. Okay, so I've cut off the fray there. I've got a lighter, and you just light the edges up. When it lights like that, that's kind of good, because then you can pinch it down, and that kind of seals it in. So don't freak out if it sets on fire. You just need to blow it out and then pinch. It's actually my preferred thing to happen, is if it actually catches a little bit. I want to do a little bit more. I don't know if you can see it on here, probably not. But it's kind of pursed itself into 2 sealed bits. So I want to try and make it into one smooth, sealed off area. There we go, that's better. Now just to the other side, because that didn't get done here. There we go. Right, that looks really well sealed. So make sure I've just got all the black stuff off it on my fingers rather than on the rest of the belt when I do it. So that's one side, and I'm going to do the other side. This one hasn't got any excess fraying on it, so I'm just going to go straight ahead and burn it. And just run it lightly along the ends. You don't want to put it underneath the belt or anything, because you're going to set the whole thing on fire. You just want to get the end. Okay, that one looks really good. So now that we've frayed the ends, right, another thing, I have cut these to 120 centimeters, so about 2 foot. And then all you're gonna do, yeah, I've got mine. I've chosen yellow thread. I'm just in a yellow and purple mood lately, I guess, so that's what I'm going with. I'm just going to tie a knot in here. You can keep stitches in plenty of different ways, but in this occasion I'm going to use what I don't normally use, is a generic knot on the end. So I'm just tying a knot and then placing another knot directly on top of that to make sure that when there's pressure on there, it won't accidentally get pulled through the fabric and then you lose your stitches. So then you're going to get the end of your leash. It doesn't really matter how much you take off because it will be maneuverable to size. So just make sure you've got enough in your hand to make it comfy to do. And then you're going to take the end, you're going to place it across this side and then fold it around. So then you got this motion in it. Ow, to stab myself, don't do that. Okay, so now I've got it where I want it. Then I'm just gonna even up the edge so that I don't have, so it's like, you know, it's tidy, so there we go. So it's just enough so that I'm not going to sew through this part of the belt because you want it to be able to move. So that's what I have, just enough to go over the other side of it. Then my first stitch, I'm going to have go through the side that is most visible because I want my knot to be on that side. Not that it really matters that much. Just an aesthetic type of thing. There we go. Put my first stitch through, the knot's on the end. With belt in, like, although I have made some really wonky stitches, it's actually fairly easy to follow a straight line because it is all lines, but I'm lazy and I like to be quick, so I'm not paying a great deal of attention to how neat the stitches are. It's just for myself. If I was making this for a gift or something, I'd put a lot more time into it, and this is just for myself and mostly just to hang on the wall, although I really like this skate leash now. And I'm tempted to maybe switch one of them out for the Moxie one to put on the wall. So there'll be 2 purple and 1 pink on the wall. And keep one of these purple ones for use because I actually really like the one that I've already made. Like this purple. I like that, I've got a little yellow touch on there. Okay, so now that I've gone all the way along, I'm just going to go through, back again. So here's all my lines on that side, here's all my lines on this side, and I'm going to go through again and I'm going to leave a little bit of a hoop. Like that. Then I'm going to go back through pretty much on the same hole that you can see before. So this keeps it neater. And I'm going to bring the needle out, and then we're going to bring this hoop smaller, not all the way. Then we're going to put the needle through this stitch hoop, like that. This is how I usually do knots when I'm sewing. So you bring it through and then bring it through and then tighten. Okay, so now you've got one knot. And then usually, just to make that extra tight, I put the needle underneath that visible stitch that you can see there. So where that knot is, I put it underneath that. Make another loop with the thread. And then do the same thing again. Knot. Then we can cut. I like to leave a little bit on the end. Like I say, I'm not too precious about everything looking perfect. I'd rather it work. So I leave a little bit on the end just in case it needs to shift a bit and take a little bit of extra weight when something gets put on it so it won't pop off. I don't know if that made sense or not, but here we go. Now we have one working loop. You can go as big or wide as you want. Then we're gonna do the other side. Same thing. I think there's a preferred way to do this so that your hoops are looking pretty no matter what way you have them. Again, I don't care. And I'm not taking the time to figure out which way would be best. I just want the skate leashes to work. This is more of a, yeah, it looks kind of cute, but it's mostly functional project. So I've done it again, where I've made the hoop. Oh, and I haven't made a knot, so this time I guess I'm going to be doing it on the fly because I've already holding this here. So get this to where I want it, and do the same process again. Just tie the knot. One knot, and two knots. Okay, and then it's literally the same process again. Make sure you don't stitch the other side of the belt, the other one of the belt that goes through it, because that is going to stop movement, which I nearly just did. I nearly stabbed it. Oh jeez, why is this so... There we go. Why does it come out there though? Right, fine, that's where you want to come out. Got my stitches. Time to knot it off at the end. If you forget to make a hoop when you're going to seal it off, as long as you can see the previous stitch, you can still just go underneath that and make a new hoop. Save putting an extra stitch in and making it doubly thick. So you just find the stitch that you should have made into a hoop and just try and get that needle underneath it, and then you can do the same thing. Then one more. Alright, time to snip. And that's it. That's all it takes. That is one skate leash made. Works on both sides. And it's strong. So let me, okay, so just grab my pliers and let's just put them on there. I know a lot of you guys have grabbed pliers lately. You guys messaged me saying that you got them. It makes me so happy. Okay, so I like to have my skate leash not over the toe stop, but I like to have it just over the wheels. I find it gives me more leash room to put over my shoulder if I do that. Okay. And then for the other one, so I'm just gonna over the wheels, underneath the toe stop, tighten it, like it nice and tight. There we are. It's a decent size as well. I think that's why I like it better than the Moxie one. I think it's slightly longer than the Moxie. And there we go. And if I wanted to, if I fancied being fancy, I could attach stuff onto this. I could embroider my initials, or RC Chick on there or something. Make it more your own if you want. Embroider some flowers, whatever you fancy. And that's it. That's all it takes to make a skate leash. Figured it out. Easy peasy. And I hope if you guys try it, you send me pictures on Instagram, whatever, because I'd love to see what kind of skate leashes you make. And if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Fingers down my spine. Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down